Okay, so I have soaked off my stick and stitch, and now I am ready to trim this down to turn into the banner. So all you need to do is to fold your piece of fabric in half, and then I would give it a bit of an iron on this fold line, nice sharp fold line, so that you know where to position your guide. So in your kit you have a trimming guide. It's got 3 different coloured lines, 4 even, sorry. So the black line at the top is the fold line. That's what you're going to place on the top of your banner. The blue is the cutting line, and that's where you will trim your fabric to. Then we have an ironing line and we have a sewing line. So I'm going to go through that all together. So the first thing you need to do is to cut around this template. Okay, so I've trimmed around my template, and this is how it gets placed. So the fold line sits snugly on that fold line, and then we need to position it so that it is equal, it's sat equally in the middle, so you've got the same on either side. And it should be that the bottom goes to the very bottom of the fabric that you've got. If it overhangs a little bit, don't worry, because this section between the blue cutting line and the red ironing line is going to be your hem. So if it's not quite as long, if for example yours sits like that, don't worry, as long as this red line is on the fabric, it'll all be fine. Okay, so just to check the position before we cut, what I suggest you do is turn your piece of paper over and fold back, starting at the bottom first. Fold back to the red ironing line. As you can see, I folded that side and then folded that over, and this is what we're going to replicate when we iron. So we're going to start with the bottom, and then we're going to fold in the sides, 1 and then 2. So you've created a pocket. Okay, so I have drawn around my paper piece, and now what you're going to do is, this is what you're going to actually cut. Now you should have your fabric folded in half, and you'll need to cut through all of these layers, so you will need to use pins at this point to secure your layers together so that it doesn't move about too much when you are cutting. If you don't have dressmaking pins, you could use safety pins. So using a nice sharp pair of scissors, I'm just going to trim and cut out along that cutting line. Trying to keep the fabric nice and flat as you're doing it. So you need a nice flat surface. Don't do this sat on your sofa where you've been stitching. You need a nice flat surface to do this.